Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're new to this series, let me tell you how it works. I listen to some albums throughout the week, some new ones, some older ones, and I pick ones I want to give my opinion on and review them in this video. Remember, my opinion is mine and mine only. You may have a different opinion, so don't take anything I say way too serious. So now let's head on to the first review. As promised from last week's, it's Earl Sweatshirt's new album called Live, Laugh, Love. This production was great and great beats. Crisco had the best production in my opinion, and Well Done had the best beats from the album, of course, once again, in my opinion. The standout songs for me from this album definitely were Forget, Gamma, and Static. With this album only being 24 minutes long, you definitely can fit this throughout your day at some point. If you haven't listened to it already, with it only being 24 minutes, it's something you can 100% fit even if you are working a lot. But yeah, I definitely say you should give this album a listen to if you haven't so yet already. Next, also as promised from last week, is A Matter of Time by Laufey, I still don't know how to pronounce her name. Just like the Earl album, this album was another calm album released last week. This album also had a lot of beautiful beats all around. One of the better examples of a beautiful beat from this album is definitely heard on Snow White. With the album just being a little under an hour long, I'd say it is worth that time for sure, as this was an overall great album, a beautiful album. And also for this week, I got one of my friends to give me his opinion on the album. His name is Creamy Boy, and here's what he told me about the album. It was a 8.7. It was really good when it was good, but there were some wonky areas. That is Creamy Boy's debut on this channel, and that is his review on the Laufey album, A Matter of Time. And for me, my standout songs from this album definitely were Lover Girl, Castle in Hollywood, and Clockwork. Alright, before we continue, I don't know why the mic is so low, or at least on my end it sounds so low. Maybe when the video gets released it'll be a lot louder. But this next clip, it'll be my footage from my Twitch. Obviously the background is footage from my Twitch, but what I mean is you're going to hear my reaction to something, because I've never had this happen to me in an F1 game. So put down your volume, because I get very loud in this next clip. Here you go.
Okay, red flag, mate, red flag. No overtaking, please. We'll see you in the pit lane.
What happened? What happened? I've never had this happen before.
Right, this is a good chance to change our strategy for the rest of the Grand Prix if we want to.
What happened?
But yeah, that was that. I wanted to include it to the clip. I wanted to include it in the video because why not? I still don't know what happened, because usually F1 will save replays of races. I went into the replay, but it's just I don't know what happened. I still don't know what happened. It just threw a red flag for the fun of it. So I don't know what happened, but let's get on back to your regularly scheduled program. Back to Kanye West, it's Donda, and oh my god, I've been living under a rock. This album was another beautiful album, and I had an amazing listening experience to this. Many great songs, many great production. One of the songs with a better production, in my opinion, has to go to Praise God. This is a 2 hour long album. So if you do decide to go listen to this album, just in case you're also living under a rock like me, just make sure to have that time ready. Right, so you're going to be there for 2 hours, but it is 100% worth it. I forgot the names of the song, but there's a couple of songs on there that are copy and paste, but only like the smallest thing changes. So don't get confused when you hear the exact same lyrics in two different songs. And multiple songs are called Part 2. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to go listen to this album. But yeah, my standout songs from this album are Hurricane, Off the Grid, Jail, Praise God, Believe What I Say, and New Again. Next, and the last Kanye album I'll be reviewing for a while is Vultures 1, also by T.Y. Dolla. I know this album gets a lot of hate, but I enjoyed it. I do think it has great production and probably the last album of Kanye's with great production that we'll probably have for a while. Um, when this album first came out, I understood the hate, but we also gotta remember when this album first came out, Kanye was being weird, and it's like one day it was released, one day it was gone, one day it was released, the other day it was gone, one day your favorite song was there, the other day it was gone. But obviously now it's been years since it released. I want to say this, when did this release? I think this released when I was late 10th grade, early 11th grade. And I've graduated, so haha. Hold up, no, I won't do that to you. I'll find the actual date. I wrote it down because I write down the albums I listen to. Vultures one released February 10th, 2024. So yeah, that was what, my 11th grade year. Yeah, that was my 11th grade year. But yeah, this album, I enjoyed it. I liked it. My standout songs from this album are Back to Me, Paperwork, Fuck Some, and Carnival. But I do understand if you do hate this album, I do see where you're coming from, right? But in my opinion, this is one of Kanye's last albums with good production before he became weird. Alright, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I did lie. There is one more Kanye album I do want to review, but this is part of a new segment! This is so much of like Kanye West vibes, like he gives us a whole new entire segment, something I never thought I would do, but because of how, how creative and how smart Kanye is, he just created a whole new segment for these videos. And this segment, it won't be in every single week, but just keep in mind this is a segment that can appear. Welcome to Ass Albums of the Week, where pretty much I listened to an album and I couldn't finish it because of how bad it was. And that beautiful award goes to Donda too. I get it. Like, this album was ass. When it first came out, I don't know what was wrong with me, and I told people, oh yeah, it was good. No, outside True Love and hold up, there's another song from this album that I like. Hold up, I'm opening up Apple Music. Donda 2. Outside True Love and Keep the Flowers, this entire thing is so ass. I actually couldn't even finish the album because that's the whole point of this series. I have it written down on here if I can find it. Hold up, no, that's the wrong paper. Right here, I have it under DNF. I made it up to song 11, City of Love, and I wrote, this shit is so ass, I couldn't finish it. And this shit is hella ass. Do not waste your time with this album. I'd say if you're listening to Kanye albums, stop at Vultures 1. That's all you need. Vultures 2 is okay, right? The only song from Vultures 2 I like is Slide. But do not touch on the 2. This shit is ass. It's horrific. Never waste your time with this album, please. Next is 19 by FEID. This album fell on the calmer side of albums in my opinion. It also had some good beats to it. I'd say one of the songs with better beats goes to Ven Pa Casa RGT. With this album being a little under 30 minutes long, I think it was 27 if I remember correctly. I'd say if you like listening to Hispanic music, this is one you should go give a listen to. My standout songs for this album were FKU and Sigime Remix. And yeah, that's it for this album. A nice, short, and sweet little review. Next is an album that I heard on the night of release, and that's Heels Have Eyes 2 by Westside Gunn. This album was super calm, and it was a great listen. I also will be back next week with a deeper-ish review, just like I did for the Laufey and Earl Sweatshirt albums. Right, I will be back next week with a better review. But overall, for my first listen, I do think it was a very calm album. I loved all the WWE references that were inside of this album, as I am a WWE fan. Like, a couple weeks ago, there wasn't an upload because I was at SummerSlam. That was fun. But yeah, next week I will come back with a more deeper-ish review on this album. But as of right now, I'd say go listen to it. It is a 37-minute long album, so just keep that in mind if that's a little bit on the longer side for you. And last but certainly not least is Sabrina Carpenter's newest album called Man's Best Friend. Overall, I think this album had great production and great beats, and I will not lie to y'all when I say I am very surprised by how much I enjoyed this album. This album is 38 minutes long, so just like the last album, if you do plan on listening to it and 38 minutes is on the longer side of album for you, just keep that in mind. And also, same as the previous one, next week I will come back with a deeper-ish review for this album. And that is it. Not much else. I didn't listen to as much albums as I wanted to, right? But just like always, there are honorable mentions, and the honorable mentions are Jesus is King by Kanye West, Vultures 2 by Kanye West and T.Y. Dolla $ign, Born Pink by Blackpink, Rapper's Best Friends for an instrumental series by The Alchemist, and last but not least, Moving Parts by Lunas and The Alchemist. Both of the ones by The Alchemist were both just instrumentals, so that's why those went into the honorable mentions. For Born Pink, as much as I enjoyed the album, I just didn't have much of anything to review it. Sure, I could have done what I did with the FEID album earlier, it's just a nice little short and sweet review, but the thing is, the album is super short, and I didn't have that much. For Vultures 2, it was just, I didn't like many of the songs. The only song that really stood out to me was Slide and Bomb, but Bomb stood out to me because it's funny because of the Miles part. And Jesus is King, I didn't review that one because I was confused, and everything I looked up about it made me more confused, so I didn't want to review an album that I was confused about. But yeah, that is it. So this next week's video will also probably be super short as well. Cause the next artist that I'm focusing on is FEID, and I know he's got like a couple albums under 30 minutes. I mean, but I don't know that fully because this week I do work a lot, so don't expect next week's video to be super long. What else? Um, yeah, no, I don't know. But yeah, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. The honorable mentions already said, and that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching till the very end. Make sure to like and subscribe. Go follow my Twitch. It should be in the link down below. If not, it is just twitch.tv/TrainDavid. I am live there pretty much every single day. I usually only take one day off from streaming. Even on days that I work, I usually will stream immediately as soon as I get home. Oh, actually, no. I'll talk about this later when it comes down. I won't ruin the surprise just yet. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like always, continue practicing your running man.